G'day guys, my name's Dave Tran, and welcome to another Throwback Thursday edition of Guitar Zero to Heroes song tutorial. And by request, today I'll be teaching you As Long As You Love Me by Justin Bieber. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Alright, so for the basics of this song, you'll need your guitar in standard tuning, and you'll need a capo on the second fret of your guitar. Now I must note that I'm teaching you how to play the acoustic version of As Long As You Love Me, and in that recording they use the capo on the second fret. If you're playing along to the studio recording, then you'll just need to move your capo up to the third fret. Everything that I teach you though will remain the same, just the capo position will differ. So for the acoustic version, we'll keep it on the second fret. Now this song has the same 3-chord chord progression throughout the whole song, but due to the picking and the strumming patterns, it's actually a little more complex than you'd think. So this is going to be great for people who want to challenge themselves a little more in terms of strumming and picking. So the 3-chord chord progression that we're going to use throughout the entire song goes like this. We have an A minor shape, then we have an F, and then we have a G, and the G again. So let's get stuck into the intro, which is based around that chord progression. And this is all going to be picked. We're going to start by plucking the 5th string, the 4th string, then the 2nd string, then the 3rd string, then 1st string, and then the 2nd string. And that all together will sound like this. Now the last 2 notes will be held out a little bit longer than the rest of them. So with the timing count, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Then we get to our F chord and we have 4 strings that we're going to pluck. We're going to start with the 6th string, then the 5th string, then we're going to go to the 2nd string and then end on the 4th string. So those 4 notes. And then after that, we're going to strum this F chord twice. After the first time you strum it though, you just want to quickly mute it. And to do that, you can just easily take the side of your palm and quickly rest it on top of the strings so nothing rings out. So that's only after the first strum. And after the second strum, you can just let it ring out. So... And all together with the picking, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Notice how I mute that first strum. That is optional, however. You can just strum it like normal, but it won't have the same effect. Then we get to our G chord shape. Our structure here is going to be very similar to what we had in the F chord. So there's going to be 4 plucked notes and then we're going to strum that chord twice. Our 4 strings that we're going to hit are the 6th string, then the 4th string, 3rd string, and then back to the 4th string. And all together. And then we strum that chord twice. Again, after that first strum, you want to mute it. That's optional though, but it will sound better if you do. And in total, this bar sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now for the next bar of G, we're going to start with the same 4 picked notes. So 6th string, 4th string, 3rd string, and then 4th string. Then you can lift your hand up off this G chord. You're going to pluck the 2nd string, hammer on to the 1st fret, pull off, and then end by hitting the 3rd string. That's all in one fairly smooth motion. So it's a hammer on, pull off, and then you're hitting the 3rd string. So this bar in total will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And in total, the intro will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and a little bit faster. And that's it for the intro. Now when we get to the verse, it's almost identical to what we've already learnt in the intro, with one small difference. We're going to alter this A minor section, and it's going to be similar to the F and the G sections. So we have 4 plucks, which is 5th string, 4th string, 2nd string, 3rd string, and then we'll do the 2 strums. Everything else, the F and the G, will remain the same as the intro. And so the verse will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 And now I'm going to teach you a verse variation riff. Now this is played just before the pre-chorus. And the first two chords, the A minor and the F, are exactly the same. It's when we get to this G where it differs. So the first four plucks are going to be exactly the same. So we have the 6th string, 4th string, 3rd string, and 4th string. But then the next section is going to be different. We're going to pluck the 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string, and then 4th string, all in a row. And we're going to repeat that 3 times. So in total, the G chord will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and altogether, the verse variation will sound like this. Now we get to the pre-chorus, which is built off that same chord progression, which goes A minor, F, and G again. Now the trickiest part about this section is going to be the strumming pattern. For the A minor and the F, we have a relatively easy strumming pattern, which just goes down, 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 up. And you also want to be palm muting that strumming pattern as well. So to palm mute, take the fleshy bit of your palm and rest it lightly on the edge of the bridge. Now if you go too far in, that chord won't ring out, but if you're right on the edge, then you'll get that nice muted sound. So the A minor and the F will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now when we get to our first G, our strumming pattern is just going to be 8 down strums palm muted. We don't have that up on the end of it. So that first G will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now when we get to our second G, we're going to use the same strumming pattern that we had for the A minor and the F. So it's 8 down strums followed by an up strum. But there are accents here, and this is where it's going to get a little tricky. Now this is optional. You can just play the normal strumming pattern for the A minor or F, but if you want to challenge yourself, add these accents in. Now when I say accent, I mean that you'll need to play these strums harder and you won't be palm muting them as well. So you'll lift your palm off the bridge and you'll strum it a bit harder. Now I've highlighted up here where the accents are going to be for this particular G chord, and they're going to be on the end beat after the 1, the 3, and the 4 beat. So for this second G, it will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a bit faster. Now note that that last down up can be strummed normally without a palm mute. So one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And in total, the pre-chorus will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and you just repeat that twice for the pre-chorus. Now we get to the chorus, which is a little easier because there's one strumming pattern just used throughout. We have the same chord progression, so it's A minor, F, G, and G. And the strumming pattern goes something like this. Down, 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 up. And in succession. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. And you're going to play that strumming pattern once for each chord, and the chorus will sound like this. Then after the first chorus, we have a post-chorus break, which is just the A minor chord by itself. And we're going to have a tricky strumming pattern here that's all palm muted. That strumming pattern is going to go down, 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 up, down. You're going to play that 3 times in a row, and then you're going to end with 1 down strum. So with the A minor chord and palm muted, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down. Now that's slow, but faster, it'll sound like this. So if you're practicing that, take it slowly and then build your way up to the required speed. Next, we're going to learn the bridge, and we have the same chord progression, A minor, F, G, and G. Now our strumming pattern is going to be a little bit similar to what we had in the break, but just extended a tiny bit. So our strumming pattern is going to go something like this. Down, 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 up, down, down, down. And you're going to play that once for each chord. In this bridge, most of it's palm muted as well, but this is of course optional. And if you want to just strum it normally, you can too. And together with the chords, the bridge will sound like this. The last thing we need to consider is the very last pre-chorus, which leads us into our final chorus. And it's the same 4-chord chord progression, but our strumming pattern is just all down strums. There's no up strums here, so it's 8 down strums, palm muted on each chord. So the final pre-chorus just sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now you want to build up the attack of your strums as we get into that last chorus. So just start playing it louder and louder and louder. So now I'm going to be playing through the song in its entirety. I'm going to have a vocal track on top for some context. As I mentioned at the start of the song, despite having only 3 chord shapes, this song is a little trickier because of its speed and because of all the different strumming patterns and palm muting that's involved. So try to practice it slowly at first and build your way up. Practice, play along, and see how you go.
be starving, we could be homeless, we could be broke. As long as you love me, I'll be your platinum, I'll be your silver, and I'll be your gold. As long as you love me, it's all I need, it's all I want, everything I need. As long as you love me, you love me, yeah. As long as you love me, you love me, yeah.
Thanks guys, hope you've enjoyed. Be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. If you've enjoyed this, then hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, it means the world. Click the little notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on the updates. Be sure to leave your thoughts, comments, questions and requests below, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.